Australian luxury boat manufacturer Maritimo recently released the first of their offshore series, available in a hardtop, sedan and a flybridge. Hi, I'm Barry Thompson from Pacific Powerboat magazine. Today we're looking at the first of the Maritimo S600 sedan offshore motor yachts. There's an emphasis on offshore, and you'll see why later. When you put a designation on a boat that it's offshore, it's got to be a boat that you know you can take offshore and not just something to run around in the calm water. And I think head designer Tom Barricotta sums it up best when he says that the offshore series exemplifies everything that Maritimo stands for. Long-range cruising capability, industry-defining performance and economy, and offshore seaworthiness, and high levels of construction integrity. So the boat's built tough, it's built strong, and it's built to go offshore. And that's important in an aspect like this. He added that the variable dead rise hull with a deep keel and the sharp bow entry and flattened progression aft is focused on offshore cruising performance, comfort and stability, but it also makes a very, very economical and very fuel efficient boat. Earlier this year I had the opportunity of reviewing the M600, the first in the offshore series, and that's the flybridge version. The S600, well, it is exactly the same hull. Accommodation areas forward are very similar, but everything else changes because of the flybridge to the sedan aspect. But the one thing that goes through both boats is the finish, the fit out. Everything's the highest quality. It's really bringing Maritimo up to a world standard. This particular S600 offshore sedan has been set up for serious fishing, starting with the cockpit. Now look, this is over 10.2, I think 10 square meters of open space. It's about 2.5 meters wide. It is just massive. Either side, got good storage. You've got good toe kicks when you're fishing, nice flat coamings, plenty of rod holders, got a live bait tank in here. Now, if you don't want to go fishing and you're going to use this boat just as a general cruising boat, you could probably just cut that off and use this for storage. This transom gives you good separation from the sea, so for fishing you've got plenty of space, but if you've got a family, this is a fantastic area. Little kids in here going to be really safe. Now when you go to the other side here, you've got the lift up to get through to the boarding platform. Now in this particular boat, we haven't got a boarding platform because the guys into us fishing liked backing up. The options are no boarding platform, as in this, a high-low platform, which is a good place to put the tender, or a fixed platform with a ladder. And the other option is stainless steel tubing with slatted floor on it so that you can back up and the water gets through. So Maritimo give you all that option. I really like what Maritimo have done with the fish bin here. It's big enough for a big snapper or a big pelagic fish, or a bit of bait, scallops, and it's also a wet locker, and it's big enough for me to lie down in. The whole area here lifts up, so while you've got access to the lazarette here, it gives you easy access to pull everything out, and it's a very, very big area. You know, if you're a sort of person that goes away and you like to take all the toys, look at the space you've got here. Now you can get the kayaks in, you can get the windsurfers in, you can get a dive compressor, you get dive tanks, you've got a place to pull your diving gear, scuba gear, you can put racks in here for your rods, and then if you want a bit more range, you can put a long range fuel tank across here and you're still left with copious space. The module dividing the lower deck and mezzanine features a deep fridge freezer, barbecue and sink unit, plus there is easy access round both sides. Maritimo have always been known for breaking the status quo. This is a prime example on the S600. What we're on here is the utility deck. Now this is making use of the standard sedan top, which has usually got nothing on it except a few communications devices. Here, radar, communication, and your game poles. But the main thing is, forward here is the supports for a big tender. And maybe 3.5 metre, 4 metre tender with a 350 kg crane. So all your loading and unloading of the boat, very easily done, no stress and no strain. And then forward of that, is the sliding sunroof, which lets more light into the saloon, but the whole area is well utilised. The wide, deep bulwarks are a signature aspect of every Maritimo. They lead forward to an entertainment deck, complete with a day bed, and what I like about it, you quickly fold the back up, and what a better place to relax and have a few drinks and, you know, watch the sun go down. The S600 sedan motor yacht has two distinctive cockpit areas. There's the fishing cockpit aft, and then there's the upper lounging cockpit. Now, this area is customisable. What we've got here is a rear lounger, which you'd probably have in every boat, but the two forward squab areas, an L shape on the port starboard side and a lounger on the port side, they're optional. So you can have other variations up here. You could have a wet bar, you could have a fridge, you could have anything you like. So that's what a Maritimo allow you to do. There's a really nice transition between the cockpit and the interior space of the Maritimo S600 sedan motor yacht, and I really like the space that you've got here and the fact that the island counter here gives you access both sides, so you don't have to encroach down one side of it. Maritimo, I've thought about people going away in this boat. It's not just a day boat. Now that is a household size pantry. I'd be happier with that at home. So, you know, they're setting it up with lots of storage everywhere else, so that if you go away for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks up to Hamilton Island, or if you're in New Zealand, you get out of Marlborough Sounds, you've got plenty of provisions. We've also got ice maker for your drinks, and my favourite bit is a wine cooler. The island counter serves a couple of purposes. Well, obviously a serving area, but the storage under here, and what I like also is on this side is a really nice rubbish bin, something that you need on a boat this size. Surfaces are made by Maritimo, they're a solid surface. You've got plenty of storage drawers for all your equipment underneath. You've got a dish drawer, cooker, oven in here, and then a full-size household fridge and freezer. So if you're into entertaining and you're looking after your guests, there's plenty of space, plenty of serving areas. They really do it well, and it flows nicely to the mezzanine, which then goes right through to the cockpit. The transition between the galley and the saloon is just one step. When you get in here, the first thing you notice is the natural light and the airiness and the open with it, and how you're sort of connected with the environment. Maritimo comes with these huge vista windows either side, and we've got a sunroof up here with a sliding bug screen, but it's open, it's airy, it's comfortable, and it's friendly. I mean, we're sitting in a bay looking around at everything that's going on. It's really cool. Lounging wise, either side there's a leather lounger. Both are large enough for another single berth. Option of a table here with a fold out to make a dining table. Helm is a typical sort of helm you find in a saloon. A couple of really fancy seats. I'm sure there's different options you can have here as well. 22-inch Garmin screens, all the necessary controls and everything at hand. Optional, the electronics is sort of up to the owner, but it's a great driving position. You know, opening the side window just lets that natural air in. I really like it. Gives you that nice vista. But also, if someone's up the bow doing the anchoring for you, you can do, oi! You can just yell at them out through the window and do a few hand signals. And if you're coming up to another boat or a dock, you're sort of right there. Accommodation access is via the atrium here, which lets in a huge amount of natural light and doesn't close off the area. So down a few stairs to the 3 cabin, 2 bathroom layout. Down here to the aft full beam master. Before we enter the full beam master, here we've got a combination washer dryer, but if you prefer 2 units, you can put them in this locker here. At the moment, it's just a big hanging locker. On this side, we've got the ensuite with the large walk-in shower and all the usual facilities that make this a boat you can stay away in. Maritimo have done a great job of utilising the space for free-flowing access and free-flowing areas. There's massive headroom here, so no one should be caught short there. Got a king-size island berth, settees on this side with storage on either side. The particular owner of this boat, his intentions are to stay away, so hence a lot of drawer storage. But you have the option of putting a chaise lounge all the way down the side here, or a vanity unit, or even a little office if you've still got to do a bit of work while you're away. This being the offshore model, it comes with CE rated windows down the side. Now, When I was upstairs in the saloon, I mentioned that you've got a great panoramic view, you're watching what's happening, and there's a lot happening in the bay out here at the moment today. So I'm sitting in the lounge, I'm looking out, paragliders, boats going past, people fishing. Fantastic, it's a beautiful height, and it gives again that sort of feeling of being out in the open. And if you want a little bit of extra ventilation, at each end on both sides is a port. Right, I'm in the VIP cabin, and one thing you'll notice is that the island berth here is offset, it doesn't come straight down. And the beauty of that is you get access round on a flat floor, both sides. Not only easy to get on off the bed, but as the ladies will know, much easier to make it. And we're surrounded by cabinetry, plenty of room for storage, hanging locker. The third cabin has fixed single beds, but you have the option of slide together, so you can have another double. So it gives you 3 doubles through the boat for 3 couples. You've also got the natural light coming in through the extension of the side window. We've got an overhead hatch, and we've got a large hanging locker. And you share the ensuite with the VIP, which is also the day head. The engine room looks clean enough to eat my breakfast off. I don't think I will. But behind the twin Scania 900s, we've got the ARG gyro, which does a fantastic job. Nice, clean, easy to get to, plenty of access around for the system. The S600 is powered by standard twin inline 6 on the Volvo Penta D13800s, but there are a number of options. In this particular boat, we have the option of Di13900 Scanias, and it's all through Maritimo's straight shaft technology, which offers that fuel efficiency and operating economy combined with very low emissions. Optional power units also include Volvo Penta D13000s or Scania V8 Di16 1200s, and the maximum speed will vary between about 30 knots and 35 knots depending on what power you put in. Now that's tramping for a boat of this size. And the cruising efficiency and capability is combined to give you exceptional long range distances with the 4,500 litres of fuel, but there is the option actually to upgrade that so you can go a long way in this boat at a very, very economical speed. The new S600, like all Maritimo models, is shaft drive. It's a system that Maritimo has focused on since their inception 18 years ago. Their dedication to the development of shaft-driven technology has positioned the brand as one of the world leaders in shaft drive performance and long-range cruising, and they've really nailed it when it comes to efficiency and performance. The Maritimo Offshore series has been an instant success since it was first introduced with the M600 at the Sanctuary Cove Boat Show. The S600 follows on and has also been proven very, very popular since it was first announced. Maritimo say that the sales have been exceptional both locally and overseas, but there's been a real big uptake on the S600 in Australia, which is really good. You know, I've always been a fan of sports sedans, and in this case it's a sport boat with performance and offshore capability. And you know, I really love it. I think that the S600 is going to be one of the big sellers for Maritimo, and it's a boat, for me, it ticks all the boxes. I really love it.